What's up, guys? This is Ringside Geeks, where the only thing that's not real is our love of TNA, because we hate it. My name is Dave. Joining me this evening is our resident Money in the Bank winner, Monroe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, relevant. Topical.
Yeah. Awesome. I'll take it.
Topical. And the only man I know to have done a elbow drop from the top of a ladder onto a keyboard, John.
Once again, the champ is here.
Got to keep that theme going, I think. All right, so we have a very, very heavy packed show. So we're gonna yep. Good start.
Yep.
Good start. We're going to jump right into it. We're going to talk some New Japan. We're going to talk to you guys. We got a Facebook question that we can cover where you guys chimed in and we get a little interactive. We're going to talk ladder matches, Money in the Bank matches, and then we're going to preview this weekend's WWE pay-per-view event called Money in the Bank with the very, very horrible theme song that they have. It is the worst. So,
is it still the same one they've been using for like the past 5 years?
Yep.
I see.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Stupid.
with the sound of like change falling on the ground and a cash register. It's the worst. It's so generic. But first we will talk New Japan. They had an event over the past weekend called Dominion at someplace in Japan. I forgot the name.
Osaka Joe Hall.
Yeah, that arena. And then I'll let John preview the G1 special a little bit, anything that we know about it so far. But, all right, I will hand the microphone over to you, John.
Cool. So, yeah, I mean, you don't necessarily have to hand the microphone over, but, yeah. New Japan
I'll hold on to the microphone. You talk to it.
Okay,
take the microphone,
you
John.
be my
Just
mean
take
Gene.
the microphone.
No, I need Mean Gene.
Right, I was thinking
Nothing
more of
Mean Gene.
what is the fake wrestling federation they made up on the WWE YouTube channel?
Regional Wrestling.
Southpaw. Yeah, I watched the ride along or whatever they call it episode with the cruiserweights, and they were talking about whoever TJP played, and he kept trying to take Jericho's microphone.
Yeah. Great.
It's good stuff. All right, please proceed.
So yeah, Dominion in Osaka Joe Hall, which was headlined by the highly anticipated second matchup in their rivalry between Kazuchika Okada, the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, and Kenny Omega. One awesome little tidbit of information coming out of this night is that the event was sold out in advance, 11,000 people. This is one of the larger crowds that New Japan has pulled for this event. So right now their product is really hot, and
It's like half our listenership.
Is it?
No.
I was going to say that's pretty impressive there, guys.
Yeah, big update. We're the biggest podcast ever.
Wow.
We should be. We will be.
That's right.
By all accounts and purposes, this was a very good show. From what I read, a lot of New Japan fans were happy with the results of the evening. One of the biggest story coming out of it was that the spoiler alert, the IWGP Heavyweight title match went to a draw, a 60-minute time limit draw. And yeah, it was a lot very similar to their Wrestle Kingdom matchup, as was Hiroshi Tanahashi taking on Tetsuya Naito for the Intercontinental title. Both of those matches to me were very similar to the Wrestle Kingdom performances. So my favorite match, actually, though, was the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title match between Kushida and Hiromu Takahashi, who, I hate to beat a dead horse here, but my MVP of the year so far is Hiromu Takahashi.
Let me ask you something before you go any further.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the Los Ingobernables de Japón.
Yes.
Close.
Butchered it.
Close enough.
He's part of that, right?
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Now explain this stable to me. What is their gimmick?
So Los Ingobernables stands for the Ungovernables. So basically, these guys are like radicals.
Okay.
They have no allegiance to New Japan. They just are there to kind of raise hell. It's like they're almost like NWO Wolfpack, whereas Bullet Club is NWO White and Black.
Jesus.
If that makes any sense.
Okay, sure. But cooler.
And yeah, you can tell that the gimmicks are a little bit more over the top for LIJ, so I guess that would be the difference.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, even guys like Takahashi and Naito don't have that over the top of games. So I was speaking more about like Evil,
right?
And
Because
Bushi.
that's what I was thinking about when I look at those two, and they fit kind of like this, not supernatural like Undertaker thing, but they have a very distinct character.
Even Sonata too, with the skull mask and everything.
Right.
Yeah, they have that look, whereas these two really don't. I know what you mean.
Sure, yeah, that's where I was kind of like, it didn't feel like just reading the name of the group that it wasn't like this ministry type group, but then they have these guys who kind of fit that mold where it's kind of got this weird but interesting thing. I mean, I like Takahashi's look. He's different. He's weird. He's crazy. And Naito, Naito's the other one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, and yeah. So I mean, I get it. Like they're very strange. It just seemed weird to me. But okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll have lots of questions like this about New Japan.
Oh, keep them coming, dude.
Okay,
Keep 'em
one
coming.
more. Since they're very stable heavy or faction heavy in New Japan, is there one person who is like not in a stable?
Yes. There are many who are not necessarily in a stable.
Okay, because my thing would be if I were a wrestler, if I was in the WWE, I'd want to start a faction because there are none. If I was in New Japan, I would not want to be in one because I'd want to be different.
There are so many.
Yeah.
That's a good point. So like Kushida is not in a faction.
Oh, okay.
Michael Elgin is not in a faction. So
I think it would help. I think it would help Cody more to not be in a faction, but what do I know?
I think it would too, honestly.
All right.
But that's another topic we can cover
Okay.
on a different show.
So I was just trying to play the.
I will toss it to you guys though, because I'm interested in your thoughts on the event. I know Monroe and I watched the show together, but let's. I'm gonna send it to her since we just talked for a while. Monroe, what was your favorite match of the night, and just kind of sum up your thoughts on the pay-per-view too, a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Takahashi and Kushida also. I mean, I've praised Takahashi so much, and that match only helped. You know, he's just so great. I love him so much. Yeah, as far as the show, I mean, it was a good show. It wasn't the best, it wasn't the greatest, but it was a good show. It was definitely entertaining.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Dave, how about you? Match of the evening?
Before I do that, no event is going to be perfect. No, I'm not downgrading this. I still was highly entertained while I watched it.
Don't hold back.
The whole show. And I noticed a trend early on when I started watching New Japan product, but it felt like every match from maybe Kushida Takahashi to the main event had the same thing. And it's the moments where each competitor engages in back and forths, whether it's slaps across the chest or elbows to the face. They each had that moment. Mm-hmm. Why?
Big part of Japanese.
I know. But they all had it. Like, it was in all of them. And I'm like, please don't do another one. And then they did it. And then, the main event had two of them, which I get. There's a story they're telling in that match, so I get it. So it made sense there, and it makes sense in these like high-fueled, high-powered rivalries where these people just hate each other. I totally get it. But it just seemed like overkill during this event, and I know it felt very much like that's kind of like a signature of Japanese wrestling, and their strong style and all of that. I get it. It's just me. It's my preference.
Absolutely. No, and I could see where someone who didn't care for that style of wrestling would notice that trend, and I get it for sure.
And I watched what did I watch today that got me I watched I wanted to see what it was about, but I watched it on the WWE Network, the Bring It to the Table show that they do with Corey Graves and JBL and that one
I read
radio
the notes for that too, yeah.
radio
watch
show.
it, but-
And they brought up Randy Orton's dive comments, and JBL was hot on it. Like, he's like, performers that don't know what they're doing do the dives, and I'm like, whoa, that's a blatant just slap in the face to a lot of guys, especially the one sitting right next to you, who's an indie guy, in Corey Graves. And, of course, he defended those guys, saying, those guys know what they're doing, but they have to find a way to get attention. And he brought up the first Ricochet Ospreay match, and how that put them on the map, essentially, because the whole internet was talking about it. And he's right. Whereas, yes, there are tons of super kicks and tons of dives. I get that, too. But what I can see JBL and the quote-unquote old-timers don't like is, and I think Monroe has talked about it, and I think you might have too, John, is the not selling, where there wasn't that much on this card, so to speak. Maybe the main event more than anything.
Ooh, yeah, no, I definitely noticed it on this
Where
card.
if you're gonna,
And it bothered me. It's actually what ruined the two main events for me. If we're gonna get into it,
and I watched the Ospreay. What am I thinking of? Ospreay Kushida match. Yeah. And
the final.
Yeah. And there was a moment when Ospreay's leg was hurt, and you could tell he was trying to sell that the leg was hurt, and he's jumping on it, trying to like shake some life into it or whatever. And then he does the octopus thing, and he's pulling on that same leg to get leverage that was supposed to be hurt.
I know.
Like, what are you doing?
It flies over people's head. Well, look, and even the announcers in the main event. Okay. So
I can't.
Meltzer's ratings came out today for this, and I hate to talk about these because to me it's just so freaking irrelevant. But like that guy right now is getting so much attention that people are taking his ratings as gospel.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And like he gave this match 6.25 stars.
The main event.
What?
First off, he's like broken the scale.
Okada and Omega got 6 point what?
6.25. So it was a little bit better than the match at Wrestle Kingdom.
Oh, come on.
And I just get the feeling, first off, that this guy is working everybody.
He's getting
just
paid. He's getting paid by
this
New
is
Japan.
Trolling. Like level 6, you know.
It makes me feel like he's getting paid by New Japan.
But here's the thing, man. Yeah, that's a great point. I've wondered that for a while now. It's a great point. But I during this match, Kenny Omega spent about 10 to 15 minutes working on Kazuchika Okada's knee to the point where this dude like dropped it on the apron, dropped it on the fucking announce table, and then 10 minutes later Okada is going at full speed, and it just took me right out of the match.
I feel like,
and people are giving this match perfect, if not greater than perfect ratings.
Right.
And it's like, no, you can't do that. You know, like, where do we draw the line as fans?
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, Monroe and I, after watching that match, probably did the worst thing we could have possibly done and went back and watched Undertaker versus HBK from WrestleMania 25.
Oh.
And you want to talk about selling? I mean, after Undertaker jumped over the top rope and nearly killed himself, the guy was not right for the rest of the match. And whether or not he was actually selling, to me, that's what made me so emotionally invested in that match, because you felt like, holy crap, Undertaker could lose this thing at any time now.
Right.
And it was beautiful. It really was.
I've never stepped in a ring. I don't know any of it, like how. But if you're even faking targeting a limb, that limb is going to be hurt, or at least, you know, severely stressed. Like,
exactly right, because you're trying to hurt the guy to win the match.
Right. So
exactly.
you keep going after the same knee. Eventually, it's going to be a little weak. You'd think that would be easy to remember.
In this match, when the announcers were like, "Why isn't Omega going back after the knee?"
Right.
And it's like that's exactly right. If that's the story that these guys are trying to tell, stick to it. And they didn't.
Cyrus said multiple times
for it, and I don't like it.
Right.
That's all I got to say.
Cyrus. That's Cyrus, right? That's on Mike from ECW.
He is such a mark.
Yeah. I could not stand it. I can't stand either of them.
Yeah. And the same thing happened to me in the Tanahashi match. It threw me off. Was Tanahashi came in with a freaking torn bicep, and here he is after all the arm work on the match, throwing sling blades with that arm.
Yeah. And then he was throwing clotheslines or lariats with it. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you have a band, you have an armband over the whole arm. That's kind of like, hey, you know, it's a reminder this one's supposed to be hurt. Smart guy.
Exactly. And that's a great story waiting to happen, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that could have been the reason why he lost the match.
Yeah.
Or,
Exactly.
he could have found a way around it. But instead, he, like, just kept using it like it didn't bother him at all after it was worked on the entire time. And that's the part that
The better,
upset me.
the better story is to win with one busted arm. Like, I
Exactly.
still beat you.
Where it's hanging by your side, you can only punch with the other arm, and yet somehow you still pull it off. Oh, that match would have been phenomenal.
SummerSlam
Instead
with yes, was it SummerSlam with Finn Balor and Seth Rollins when the shoulder actually popped out? He kept going,
Yeah,
and he
exactly.
sold it.
Exactly.
So
No, but I mean, and we're railing pretty hard on these two main events, and deservedly so, because they were praised so highly by the internet crowd and by the New Japan fans that I feel like I have to say something about it. But the undercard for this show, for me, was freaking awesome. The junior heavyweight tag team title match with the Young Bucks and Roppongi Vice, that was the best tag team performance I had seen from the Young Bucks ever.
that was going to be that.
I loved that match.
Yeah, my positive. My positive, that was my favorite match of the night, was the junior heavyweight tag team.
I thought the story they told there with Rocky Romero not being able to get involved in the match and Trent was to me, that was brilliant.
You sold Beretta as a legit superstar.
Absolutely. Loved it.
And it's Trent
and
Beretta.
I also enjoyed the War Machine and Gorillas of Destiny match because it continued the feud, and Gorillas of Destiny got heat for what they did, and it worked. It worked for me. So, and like I said, Kushida and Takahashi was my favorite match. There were definitely some good matches on this card, but the matches that were billed to sell the event did not go over with me, and I don't see what all the praise and what all the hype is all about. That's all.
Yeah, I'll say I was entertained. Monroe spoiled the finish of the main event for me.
Whoops.
It's my fault for not staying up till 2 a.m.
Yep.
Because I was supposed to watch with you guys, but I was still just like Wrestle Kingdom. I still enjoyed the match. I can't give it a 5-star or even a 6.43 rating. I'm also not Dave Meltzer, so nobody cares what I give it, and that's fine by me. But at the same time, I can't laud a match that I just sat there and rolled my eyes. It's time after time. Like, come on, you two are better than this. Like, they are clearly so much better than this not selling crap. Like, Okada and Omega are like top 5 in the world, in my opinion. I've only watched them wrestle a few times.
I agree completely. Especially athleticism wise.
Absolutely.
And they absolutely can go 60 minutes, but there was no reason to go that hard for 60 minutes.
Okay, yeah. I see what you're saying.
It just wasn't good for me.
I didn't mind the booking of it as far as the time limit draw, because that's cool. Then
no, I like that too.
Yeah.
It was the pacing of the match I didn't like.
Sure. It was kind of all go. There was no real rests or
no.
And you had guys on the outside like Gato and the Young Bucks who you could have given those guys a break a little bit.
Yep.
And here's the thing. We'll go into the G1 specials after this, but the part of that match that, like, if we're gonna give these guys perfect match ratings just because they went 60 minutes as hard as they could, to me that's like handing them a participation trophy. Mm-hmm. Because now any two guys can go into the ring and have a 60-minute time limit draw going 100% and 110% the entire time, and now they're automatically going to get a perfect match. No, it doesn't work like that. It's about the meat of the match, and there was nothing there for me.
Do you know what he gave?
Nothing I could sink my teeth into.
What rating he gave the UK Championship match at TakeOver? Do you know?
I couldn't say. No, I really couldn't say.
I don't know.
And I don't want to make up something.
I'd love to know. Maybe.
I'm pretty sure it was not 5.
I wonder if I can do a quick Google search of it.
I'm looking now.
Oh, perfect.
But yeah, no, that was one of the comments I left on the board afterwards was, people were like, I heard somebody say, I can't wait to hear somebody try to argue that Bate and Dunn was better than Okada and Omega. Well, you know what? For me, Bate and Dunn was better than either Okada Omega match, personally.
Couldn't agree more.
So.
Yeah, I mean, you got a legend like Pat Patterson who pulled him behind and said it was the greatest thing he's ever seen. Like,
yeah,
that's
exactly.
You're not just saying that to somebody. They don't know them well enough to stroke them that way. Like, there's no reason to build them up like that. You got a 20-year-old. Why would you say that to a 20-year-old unless he actually earned it?
Right.
I think he gave it a 5-star, but I could be wrong. according to Reddit, they're saying is 5-star. But I'll let Monroe look it up.
What'd you find? Is it 5?
I haven't found it yet, but yeah, people are saying that it was. I guess I keep saying 4.75. That can't be right.
If it's anything less than 5, then
I think it would be funny if this Meltzer was like, well, it was good, but it wasn't perfect, and yet these matches are. Like, come on, dude. I know pot's legal in California, but
yeah, I don't see how you can call that match perfect or more than perfect, which is what 6.25 is.
Right.
It's like, what are we doing now? What are we looking for when it comes to a perfect match?
Right.
What are we looking for?
All right.
Just spot after spot, which is what that was. Come
on. We got to move on. I have one more question for the New Japan experts. So there's Never Championships, and then there's IWGP Championships. What the hell?
What's the difference?
Yeah.
So originally the Never Openweight Championship, the Never Six-Man Championship, the idea behind the Never belts, there's an acronym.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure of what the acronym is, but I can tell you that those championships were originally brought in to be for up-and-coming younger superstars.
Okay.
And I think they're reworking the gimmick of it.
Yeah, it's New Blood, Evolution, Valiantly, Eternal, Radical.
Okay. So it was meant to be for more of the younger superstars. Well, now Minoru Suzuki's holding it, and I can tell you right now, dude's like 52. He's my favorite wrestler, but he's 52.
Sure.
So that idea is so out the window.
Sure.
But I think it's gonna end up being more like a catch wrestling MMA style fighting championship.
Okay.
And the 6-man title will end up being more like the faction belts.
Right.
But to be quite honest with you, right now they're both kind of jokes, and they're just kind of there to be championships.
Yeah. Did you watch the Bullet Club video promoting the G1?
I did.
The very NWO Bullet Club video.
The rip-off NWO?
Well, on purpose. Like, you can tell. Completely on purpose.
No, I saw it. I wish they would come up with their own ideas, man. It's like...
I thought it was pretty funny, though.
I thought it was cool, and I loved the callback, but...
I get you.
It was almost too like blatant.
Well, because the B Elite videos are very, they're spit in the face of DX a lot of times, and
I know, and
but they're doing
FTR,
yeah,
fuck the revival stuff.
They're kind of doing it in a like a homage type of way, not a parody, because clearly they do the crotch chops all the time. They were inspired by those guys, but anyway, real quick, briefly, tell us what's in store for the G1.
Well, we got the match that Monroe and I kind of scoffed at a little bit as our IWGP Heavyweight Championship match. It's going to be Kazuchika Okada taking on Cody.
Was that announced at Dominion, or because you guys knew about it before I woke up? That was announced
the day after Dominion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He challenged him at the end.
He challenged him
in a press conference or something?
Yes.
Yeah, he came out afterwards and spit beer in his face.
Oh, okay. Because, I was waiting for it because you told me that, Monroe, and I was watching and then, Cody comes running down with the white towel. I'm like, oh, interesting. And I'm like, is he gonna cost Omega the match and then go for the title? I like this. This is cool.
That was one of my favorite spots in the match. Yeah, I agree. I like that a lot. And the more I think about it, the more I'm warming to the idea of this match. I'm interested to see what they're going to do with it.
Cody can't win. I'm putting it right.
I don't know if Cody can win or not. I might actually support him winning this match.
Wow. Okay.
But I got to think about that more, because just the thought of me saying that right now is I'm yeah. But the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship tournament, so the new belt that they're bringing in, the tournament for it looks like freaking epic. So the 4 initial matchups that have been announced for that tournament, the first round matchups: Kenny Omega versus Michael Elgin, Tetsuya Naito versus Tomohiro Ishii, Juice Robinson versus Zack Sabre Jr., and Hangman Page versus Jay Lethal. Those matches are all going to be legit. And then you're going to get the rematch from Dominion between the Guerrillas of Destiny and War Machine, which is most likely going to be a no disqualifications match. So the G1 specials are shaping up to be pretty solid. Night 2 features, for some reason, they decided to give Billy Gunn, you heard me correct, folks,
the
Billy
badass
Gunn, the Mr. Ass, I'm an ass man, is getting an IWGP Intercontinental Championship match.
Finally. Dream match.
Yeah, really.
Against Hiroshi Tanahashi. So,
I can't wait to watch him almost die
I don't
in the
know
ring.
if that's going to, because see, I feel like they kind of dropped the ball with the title matches because, first off, I don't know many people who are going to tune in to see Cody in an IWGP Heavyweight Championship match. And at the same time, I don't know how many people are going to buy a New Japan subscription to see Billy Gunn get an Intercontinental Championship match. And to me, if your goal is coming to the United States to try and attract television viewers and more people to your subscription service, you would have put more attractive names in those slots. But I mean, I'm being picky. So the tournament is really what I'm looking forward to most. I think that's going to be the meat and potatoes of the two evenings, and should provide us with some awesome matchups. So yeah,
Well,
that's
all
it.
right then.
Also, Dave Meltzer gave that match a 4.25 star.
4.25.
The UK?
4.25.
The UK match?
Yes.
Dude,
Yes.
whatever.
Yeah. Someone said if this took place in Tokyo Dome, it would have 5.25.
Yeah, he's probably right.
Yeah,
Probably right.
Unfortunately.
that's sad.
And it's sad that they actually brought up they were talking, the announce crew
Yeah, they
was
brought up
talking about Meltzer's star ratings during the match.
A few times. More than that match. All night. I heard a couple times.
Please, wait, are we really? Whatever. Man.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
All right, so in our first installment of getting a little more interactive, remember that word, interactive? Like the WWF used to use it all the time, and get interactive with us and call this number.
So long ago.
The hotline.
The hotline, yeah, exactly. But we have a Facebook. It's facebook.com/Ringside Geeks. We'll use that from time to time to be, a little more interactive with you guys, just so that we can continue these conversations, get you guys involved a little bit more in the show. And this week, John posed the question: how do you think WWE should handle the Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe Universal Championship match at I can't say it, the pay-per-view that's coming up in July?
Jeep off.
Yeah, that one. And we got some good responses. And Monroe, what do you got?
John,
Over in our
question.
I
did last week.
No, I didn't actually.
Well,
I think it was you, Monroe.
I'm sorry.
How about that?
He posted it on Facebook. Monroe asked the question. I apologize.
I mean, give me my credit, bro.
Let's cut to Monroe in our social media lounge.
Yeah. Anyway,
No?
So yeah, we got plenty of comments on our Facebook page, but I'm going to read a few. Paul Turned Up Schmidt, because
Nice.
he is turned up,
Sure.
said that Brock will walk in champion and walk out champion. I hope you are wrong, Paul, but you probably are right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Yeah. Caleb Gallion, I'm sorry if I butcher your name, by the way, just cuss me out later. Yes, really.
You can't.
really nice
She's not on
bastard.
Facebook. You can't.
He said, let Joe go over, choke out Lesnar.
Like
Man
it.
of a very few words, and I couldn't agree more.
Right.
Art De La Garza says
See.
if Joe jobs to Lesnar, that's some BS. Keep the title on him on some part-time juicer. Ooh, fighting words.
Getting personal.
Instead of putting the belt on someone else, build Samoa Joe as a certified badass, which he is, amen, only to have him job out to Lesnar. That's the WWE for you. That sounds like an unhappy fan with the WWE.
My sentiments exactly.
Yeah. That's all of our sentiments. Okay. Braden Kreger, who has like the cutest kids in the world, by the way,
Facebook stalker.
said,
Nothing.
Here's what I'm thinking. We all know the titles stand on Brock, so let this match put Joe over. Do not have Brock completely destroy him. Let Samoa Joe seem like a worthy opponent. Let him take Brock to 75% of his limit. I like that idea too. I just want Joe to win. I'm tired of Brock. I want the title on the show. Come on.
Yeah, I'd have to say I want Joe to win, but if we don't get that, at least having them have a competitive match will suffice.
I want Joe to win, and I don't want him to come out on Monday Night Raw like KO did, like Seth did, in a business suit, like Joe debuted in, essentially. None of this business suit crap. I want.
Well, I think it's probably going to happen, dude, because Triple H is on his way back.
Right, I know,
Yep.
I know. I want NXT champion Joe, just ruthless and, the Joe I know and love to hate. All right, awesome. Anything?
And I have the last comment was from Zachary Feitel.
Sure.
Says, I wish it was taking place at SummerSlam and it was absolute carnage like it should be. Samoa Joe should get the win. Could not agree more. Zachary, you're so right.
I wanted to pull a talking shop and say every one of those names is a fake name, like Ken Anderson does, and but
that would have been fun.
Someone else's gimmick. Can't steal gimmicks. Nobody does that.
But thanks, everybody. We appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep it coming. We'll have a question for you, I hope, by the end of the show. Anybody got any ideas?
Yeah, I'll think of something.
Cool. Okay. And then we'll put that on Facebook this weekend, and you guys can sound off, and we'll hear from you next week. Any other comments? We got YouTube comments or no?
Yeah, we had a couple YouTube comments also. Jay Sawyer said, what I want to happen, Joe wins in a brutal slugfest. What I expect, Joe gets to have the upper hand, keep up with Brock for 5 to 6 minutes before Brock goes nuts and win.
Yeah.
I hope you are wrong, Jay Sawyer.
Sounds about right.
Suplex City.
And also,
Jay Sawyer's the man.
yeah, he's the man. Jesus 14 said, as much as I want Joe to win the title from Brock, I don't think they're going to have him win it. I see them giving the title to Braun, seeing how they've built him up. When he gets back, I have him tearing through everybody to get to Brock.
Yeah. It seems like everybody's on the same page. Everyone understands that Joe's not going to win, but they all want it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
hey, I'm still holding out hope, man.
They surprised us.
Me too.
They surprised us with Jinder Mahal, man.
There you go.
There's a chance, guys.
At this point, I can't not hold out hope because there's no other reason for me to watch that show. If I convince myself that Brock is going to win, then I'm not going to watch it.
If we're on Skype together, watching Money in the Bank, I may record that whole match conversation.
You might want to because you're going to hear some nuclear stuff going on over here if Joe wins.
Especially since I know it'll be a short match. So, we're assuming it'll be a short match. All right, so let's move on.
We should live stream it. We should live stream our reactions.
I don't think I have enough bandwidth to watch the network and live stream a 4-way call, assuming Tom's with us. All right, so with Money in the Bank coming up this weekend, I kind of wanted to end. I was inspired by the Edge and Christian podcast where they talked about ladder matches. I wanted to get our favorite ladder matches and favorite Money in the Bank matches and moments, because there's the cashing in moments that are always pretty cool to talk about. So we'll talk about that as well. So let's start just with the ladder match side of things. Do you have a favorite ladder match, Monroe?
No, but I have a few that I really, really liked.
Okay.
I think we're probably going to mention the same ones, but
sure.
A few that I could think of. What's the one from No Mercy 99 with the Hardy Boys and Edge and Christian?
Yeah. The Terry Reynolds Invitational.
Gosh.
I rewatched it recently, and how we talk about the commentators like just destroying women's matches because they talk and joke over them. They're not really talking about the match itself. At least they used to, and they're not now. They're kind of doing it with cruiserweight matches, but all the King talked about was Terry Reynolds and looking up her skirt as she climbed up the ladder in the segment before. Of course. Like that's all he talked about.
Of course.
Yeah.
Also, Jericho and Shawn Michaels from No Mercy 2008.
Great match.
Benoit and Jericho from Royal Rumble 2001.
Who?
Oh, I said his name. He who must be named, I guess. Ooh. And I'm going to mention, because I'm going to say the other ones because I know you guys are probably going to mention them. But I'm going to mention Gail Kim versus Taryn Terrell, Impact Wrestling.
Ooh, I like Taryn.
Shout out to those girls.
I like Taryn.
I hope you like her because she's a great wrestler.
Yes, and she's attractive, but yes, she's a good wrestler.
She's okay.
Gail Kim is a good wrestler. Very good wrestler.
Yes. Very good wrestler.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Okay. All right, John?
Boy, she really took some of the good ones there.
Yeah.
I left out a lot.
Did you mention HBK versus Razor Ramon at WrestleMania?
She did not.
I did not. See?
Well, that was one of the best, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I happen to prefer the SummerSlam 1995 ladder match a little bit more than the WrestleMania. Which one? WrestleMania 12, 10. I think it was.
10.
10.
10? Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I like the SummerSlam match a little bit more, personally.
Okay.
I also like the... I think it was Chris Jericho and Shawn Michaels had one at No Mercy 2008.
I think that
was really good. And of course, the Money in the Bank matches. I know that's kind of a cop out, but
well, save it.
The Money in the Bank match.
Save it. We're gonna do separate Money in the Bank ones.
No, sorry.
That's okay.
And of course, I guess I have to mention, because I just saw it, the DIY Authors of Pain ladder match, which was, really good.
Shockingly good.
Awesome.
Like we knew DIY would bring it, but Authors of Pain were there too.
Mm-hmm.
I tried very hard to come up with a real recent ladder match that I really, really, really liked, and I couldn't. There was a Dolph Ziggler, I think Luke Harper match. That was a ladder match for the IC title.
That was very good. Yes,
that was a good one.
That was like at Battleground or something last year.
It was old school too. It was more of who can climb the ladder first and not do big, spot type thing. So that was old school. So that's the most recent one I could think of. I just wanted to throw it out there. You both said my two favorites, which is Razor and Shawn at WrestleMania 10 for the undisputed Intercontinental Championship. And then the No Mercy Terry Reynolds Invitational. I just remember I watched that live. My dad used to get, he had one of those illegal pay-per-view black boxes. Cable boxes.
That's how I watched all my wrestling growing up, dude.
Yeah. So we were watching it. I remember watching just a terrible card. Godfather and Midian. Fabulous Moolah was still wrestling, and she beat Ivory. Like, just some of the entertaining stuff too, like China beating Jeff Jarrett. That kind of stuff. Rock and the Bulldog. But man, I was a fan of both teams just because they did different things, and I loved the Brood when it was the Brood, and then the New Brood. I'm like, this sucks. I don't, it's the Hardys are stealing the Edge and Christian's thing, and whatever. But that match, you could feel it like escalating throughout the match. Like the crowd was just electric as it got higher and higher and higher each spot. Like they're like, we've never seen anything like this before, and it's true. Like nothing had ever been like that before, and it wasn't even for a title. It was for $100,000 and Terry Reynolds, and the Terry Reynolds part of it faded real quick, like after that match. But those guys, you could tell they were hungry. They wanted that time. They wanted to steal the show, and they totally stole the show for the year.
They made their careers that night for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Household names after that. And they got the standing ovation on Monday Night Raw the next night. It was great. So those two stand out for me. So let's segue that into Money in the Bank matches. John, I'll let you go first since you're kind of I cut you off when you're going into it. What's your favorite?
I think the Money in the Bank ladder matches have provided us with probably some of the best ladder matches in the history of ladder matches.
Sure.
So
what's crazy? I mean, the idea of it is crazy in itself. It's six dudes in a ladder. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And when you had guys like Shelton Benjamin in there who were willing to like do some of the craziest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Kofi, it's just, yeah. So WrestleMania 21, obviously the first Money in the Bank match was incredible. I saw a couple live. WrestleMania 23 was pretty cool because I was a huge Mr. Kennedy fan at the time. And so to be able to be there and see him hit the... What's that?
You gotta say his name right.
I can't... Don't make me do this. I'm going to make a fool out of myself. She heard me do it before we went on the air tonight because I got this new Snowball microphone and I wanted to hold it up one time and just do it proper.
My microphone hangs down like that, but it's on a gimbal thing, so I can't grab it.
Oh damn, that would have been perfect though. But yeah, to see him hit the what was it, the Green Bay plunge or whatever off the top of the ladder to Little Hornswoggle, that was so freaking awesome. I wanted that guy to get it so bad too because I did not want to see Finlay win, so that was cool. And then, of course, I really like seeing Daniel Bryan win the 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches at Money in the Bank 2011 were both awesome. The Raw and SmackDown Money in the Bank ladder matches. So those would be my favorites for sure.
Okay. I'll go next, then I'll let Monroe close it out. The Money in the Bank stuff happened when I stopped watching wrestling. I remember hearing about it and stuff like that, so I don't have, I've gone back and watched, but the first Money in the Bank match I watched was when Miz won it. That's when I started watching again. So in that time period, the one I enjoyed the most that I've seen, not gone back and watched, was the one where actually Damian Sandow won. I don't know why I enjoyed that match.
Interesting.
I think it was because it was the feud between him and Cody that sold it for me. I like that feud a lot, and I kind of wished it would have gone on longer because I like them as a tag team too. but yeah, I enjoyed that match, and the first one I've gone back and watched a couple times because they really didn't know what they had there. They didn't know what they were doing. They just knew it was a ladder match, and as far as once they won it, they really didn't have a plan yet. So I kind of liked that it was kind of in limbo, and then they're like, well, you're going to do it because it's coming up and it's going to be on Raw, and you're going to do this and this, and they're like, well, it doesn't make sense to do it this way. We need to do it, in a heel way. And then it was born, like the true essence of this match, or this briefcase idea really kind of evolved out of that. So I'll say those two. Monroe?
Yeah, you guys mentioned them all. Really, especially the first one. And I'm going to go ahead and say my favorite one probably would be the one from this Sunday, and that's the women's one.
Sure, that's fair.
There you go.
Well, I hope it's good. I really hope they let them do what they want to do.
I hope so.
I really
too.
hope they give them some legit time too, because I hear it's going to be a quick match, and I want to see them actually have like a legit Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yes, that would be awesome. Please, WWE. But we also posed this question on our Facebook page, and we got some responses too. Kevin Anthony, who I love your profile pic, by the way, Steven Universe, said TLC 2 at WrestleMania 17, and Hardy's versus Edge and Christian in the first ever tag team ladder match in No Mercy 99, which we mentioned.
Yep. And
the Money in the Bank at WrestleMania 23, which Mr. Kennedy won. Also, Antonio Castro said the 2 Hardy Boys and Edge and Christian number 2 was Hardy Boys and Edge and Christian. And then number 1 is Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon at WrestleMania 10.
Smart. And
then Dakota Zinker, the Daredevil, that's the nickname I gave him, the Daredevil. You're welcome. Says that.
Wait. That's your
his profile pic. He's skydiving, so he's a Daredevil.
That's your thing now. You have to give nicknames to some of these people.
No. He said, I have to say the first Money in the Bank was probably my favorite. As far as ladder matches go, WrestleMania 10 is where I look. I do agree that TLC matches, especially the first 2, are amazing, but I wouldn't put them in a category with ladder matches because I find that to be a tad unfair.
I agree.
Myself will put TLC in a different category altogether.
Yep, totally. I totally agree.
I agree completely, yeah.
That's why I didn't include any in mine, because, it's a totally different animal.
Yeah.
You got it, Zinkner. And then finally, Brandon Harbin said, I really enjoyed the WrestleMania 23 Money in the Bank ladder match. So there you go. A lot of Mr. Kennedy fans, possibly. Oh, how about that?
I was surprised how many people said that match.
Yeah. I would have to say, just thinking about it, like, who are the Money in the Bank All-Stars? Like, who is this match designed for? You kind of talked about it already with Shelton Benjamin, guys like Evan Bourne. Rob Van Dam, of course, even though he was only in like 1, maybe 2.
Yeah, true.
Evan Bourne, Kofi Kingston, of course. Mm-hmm. Sin Cara had 1. Tyson Kidd, I think, would have done well in these. He only had the 1. So, yeah, these guys are just, like, I can't wait till next year when maybe Raw has it and there's a Cruiserweight one. Like, that would be insane, I think.
Yeah, it would be insane.
Well, I would hope it would be insane, but they'd have to take the training wheels off.
Right. Very, very quickly, your favorite Money in the Bank moments, like cash-ins or that kind of near cash-ins or that kind of thing. Do you have anything, Monroe?
Man, the first thing that come to my mind is Seth Rollins. I remember that night, it vividly. It was just I was hoping he would come, but I didn't think he would come out. And then when he did come out, the mark out moment was incredible for me. And then he won it, which was even better because I like Seth Rollins a lot. So, that's like the one I can think of right off bat. I don't know.
Sure.
I have to think about that one.
John, do you have any that come to mind?
Seth Rollins for sure.
Yeah.
I stopped watching wrestling for a period of time too, and it was right. It led to Royal Rumble. What was it? 2000 Royal Rumble 2000 whatever, 15. And I watched Seth Rollins in that triple threat match with Lesnar and Cena, and then to see him come out at WrestleMania and win the title. In a match where I was down on both competitors, I really didn't want to see Reigns. I didn't really want to see Lesnar either. Mm-hmm. For him to come in there and steal that one, dude, I was running around my house like I was. That was it for me. So it kind of made me a wrestling fan again. So yeah, that definitely stands out for me.
I'm sorry. Do you have more?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I've got like a 1 and a 1B. I liked the most recent Dean Ambrose cashing in on Seth and Roman, or more Seth.
Not like that.
I liked it because of the whole Shield factor of it.
Okay.
I didn't really mark out for it, but I don't really have one. When I was a fan of his, I liked it when Ziggler cashed in the night after WrestleMania.
Yes, I was going to mention that one.
I like that one a lot. I have a worst cash-in moment, and it's when Del Rio cashed in on Punk. Now, it has nothing to do with Punk losing. It has everything to do with that's the night Kevin Nash decided to get involved.
That's horrible. Yeah, that's worst for sure.
And that Kevin Nash run was, granted, it didn't have to be about Punk at all. That Kevin Nash run was one of the worst in his career. And it was sad to watch.
And it was absolutely unnecessary.
Yeah, it did feel like pandering. All right, we are running out of time, so I think unless I'm forgetting something, let's jump into our scorecards. You guys good with that?
Do it.
Let's go.
All right, so we got our pro wrestling scorecards from the guys at PW Scorecards on Twitter. Head over there, give those guys some love. The link is in the show notes below, so below what? I don't know. Check your phone. I always hear them say that on YouTube, and I just went with it, and it failed miserably. Okay, so we got the scorecards in front of us. We're good to go. I don't have one for Tom because he's lazy, and I'm just gonna throw him under the bus. Tom, work, whatever. We all work. So let's start off. I'll go first on the first one. The women's championship match should be great. Both these women worked very hard to get to this point in their career. Naomi versus Lana. Oh, I thought there was going to be uproarious cheering that Lana's finally getting this opportunity. I have Naomi winning by a pin and 2 finishers. Monroe?
I have Lana winning by a pin and 2 finishers.
Good God.
Cheers.
John?
This match is going to be 6.5 stars on the Dave Meltzer scale.
6.5. 6.5.
It's going to be in the Tokyo Dome?
Yes.
I think we should call it the Maeve Deltzer scale.
Maeve Deltzer.
Love that. That's great.
Gosh, I wish I watched weekly programming. I might have a better idea of what's going to happen here. I feel like Naomi's going to win. She's going to win it. What's her move? What's her move? What's her finishing move? The rear view with her booty?
Rear view, yeah, or the split leg and moonsault.
All right, yeah. She's going to hit the rear view. So it'll be a pinfall. Number of finishers executed, 2.
Yeah, you might as well say 2. I think it's only going to be 1, but you're covered.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought.
Yeah. All right.
Great minds think alike.
Yep. Tag team championship, Usos versus the New Day. Monroe, start us off.
I have the Usos winning by... Wait a minute.
Nope,
I think I messed up.
Changing it.
No, I have the New Day winning. Sorry. By count out.
Oh. Okay. So then there's no falls.
Yeah, but I put people anyway.
That's fine. That's fine. You still get points. Yeah.
So I have Jay making and Xavier taking, and Kofi does not get in the match.
Okay. John?
I just have to say I'm very disappointed that the Fashion Police did not get a title shot here.
Right?
Because you know what? The New Day, stale, boring, get off my TV.
Ooh, boy.
That being said, because all the kids love them, they're probably going to win. So
Not just kids.
I'm going to say the New Day. Yeah, and the ladies too.
Oh,
New Day.
All right.
New Day. The old day, the growing very old day, the growing old day by day.
According to John.
Via pinfall. Not just to me. Via pinfall. Who makes the fall? Kofi. Who takes the fall? Jimmy. And the New Day member excluded from the match. Sorry, Monroe. He's got to play his trombone. He's got to blow things. Xavier.
Whoa.
You are mad.
All right. I have New Day winning via pinfall. I got Big E making the fall. I've got Jay taking the fall. And I got Woods being excluded from the match. Although I think Kofi makes more sense since he's coming off the injury. But I still think Woods will be left out.
Because he blows.
All right. No need for that. Or there is. Who knows? Okay. Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair versus Natalya versus Tamina versus Carmella with James Ellsworth. John, take us away.
So I think it's pretty telegraphed that Carmella's going to win this one. Additional sixth entrant added to the match. I think it's kind of weird that they're putting this on here.
Well, because it's a 6-person match, so I think they're maybe kind of alluding that they could add somebody.
I think so, Monroe, you're thinking Lana's going to win the title and then Naomi's going to get in this match?
No.
I think it's going to be... No, I know. She said it last week. She can't get away.
She did say it last week, yeah. But
yeah. Additional sixth entrant added to the match. I'm going to say no.
Okay.
First to touch the case, Becky. First to get hit with a ladder, I'm going to say Carmella.
Wow.
First to execute a move from the top of the ladder, Charlotte.
Wow.
James Ellsworth interference, yes, because why else would he be out there?
Yep.
Last to touch the case without winning,
I like that one.
Becky.
Okay. I believe it's my turn. Yes. I have Becky winning.
Wow.
No six. I have her doing a heel turn.
Ooh.
Nice.
No sixth entrant. I think Carmella's going to be the first to touch it. She's just going to scream her way up that ladder. Right away. First to hit with the ladder will be Natty. First to execute a move from the top ladder, I think Flair. James Ellsworth will, of course, interfere, and I think Flair will be the last one to touch the case without winning because Becky's going to do something to her, and then she's going to win.
How would that be a heel turn, though? Isn't that just her trying to...
I think the heel turn comes after.
Okay, I see.
This leads to the heel turn. All right, Monroe, this is your match. Your match of the night.
John almost had like all my picks exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. I picked Carmella to win.
Okay.
Would it be a sixth entrant? Yes. First to touch the case, Becky. First to get hit, Carmella. First to execute a move, Charlotte. James Ellsworth interfering, yes. And the last to touch the case without winning, I'm going to say Charlotte. Because everybody expects her to win stuff. So I think it'll be a good moment with her. Yeah.
I agree. I agree. Okay, good stuff.
Now on to this thrilling WWE Championship.
Yeah. Jinder Mahal, the Maharaja, with the Singh brothers versus Randy Orton. Monroe?
Ooh, I have the Maharaja retaining because there would be in Randy Orton's hometown, I think.
Yeah.
By pin, number finishers 3, outside interference, yes.
You gotta. Those KG Singh brothers are out there.
The KG bros.
All right, John.
First off, props to the production crew for what they've done for Jinder Mahal's entrance.
Yeah.
It's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Gotta say that.
It's great.
Jinder Mahal is going to win the match, going to retain via pinfall. Actually, you know what?
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna say Jinder Mahal is gonna. So then, does he? If it's by disqualification,
That means Randy wins.
win the match?
Randy wins.
Okay, so I'm gonna say Randy wins the match by disqualification.
Well, tell me what you think is going to happen, and then I'll tell you what. Like the Singh brothers are going to get involved.
Singh brothers are gonna get involved and then get him disqualified.
Okay, so yeah, Randy would win the match, but not the title.
Right. Number of finishers executed 2. Outside interference, yes.
Okay.
That's pretty smart.
Yep, that's a good call. I have Jinder retaining via pinfall with 3 finishers, and yes, outside interference. That does not get up, him disqualified, apparently. I'm an idiot. Okay. Actually, I'm not an idiot. Monroe, you said the exact same thing I did. All right, then our main event, supposedly, probably not. Maybe.
No.
Men's Money in the Bank. Kevin Owens versus. This is a stacked. I love this match. Kevin Owens, AJ Styles.
How could this not be the main event?
I don't know. Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, and Shinsuke Nakamura. John?
Not props. Anti-props for that stupid pyro in Shinsuke's entrance. Please get rid of that.
What about them going to commercial during his intro?
That I don't have a problem with. Whatever.
Okay.
I really don't. I think
Road Dogg
complain about that are a little.
People were complaining to Road Dogg of all people about it.
I saw that. No, for me it was more the pyro. Like, come on, that's so unnecessary.
Yeah, he doesn't need pyro.
It adds nothing. Like, let's not.
It's already a very exciting entrance.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, winner of the Money in the Bank match this year. This is a tough one.
Yeah, it is.
I am going to go with Kevin Owens.
Ooh,
First to touch
boy.
the case is going to be Sami Zayn. First to get hit with a ladder is going to be the great Dolph Ziggler. First to execute a move from the top of the ladder is going to be AJ Styles.
Oh.
Non-ladder weapons used.
Chairs and whatnot.
Candlesticks on poles.
That's right.
No non-ladder weapons used.
Okay.
Last to touch the case without winning is going to be Shinsuke or AJ? Probably.
Well, AJ's. Oh yeah, you don't have AJ winning. Never mind.
Probably AJ Styles. Could be the last to touch the case without winning.
Okay.
No, Shinsuke. Change
Damn it.
Shinsuke.
You guys know I'm writing these as we talk, right?
Sorry, use pencil.
I should.
There you go.
Monroe.
I have Baron Corbin winning this match.
Ugh.
I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong, and I cannot speak right now. The first to touch the case will be AJ.
Okay.
The first to get hit with a ladder will be KO. First to execute a move from the top of the ladder, Sammy. Non-ladder weapons used, no. Last to touch the case without winning, AJ. I got him first and last. So AJ for both of those.
Sure. I know last week I said I had KO winning this because he'll have the title and the briefcase, and I thought there's nothing more heelish for him. Like it would be great, but I have changed my mind since then. Although I feel like they should do that. I think Sammy's gonna win.
Really?
Yes, I do. I got Corbin being the first to touch the case, Dolph being the first to get hit with a ladder, and I hope he knocks him out of the match entirely.
For the company.
First to execute a move from the top of the ladder, Sammy. I do have non-ladder weapons being used, either by Corbin or Ziggler, maybe KO. And last to touch the case without winning will be KO. There we go.
Alrighty.
All right. So now,
According to Nakamura, Ziggler would be in New Japan pretty soon.
I saw that too.
So there you go.
Yeah.
G1 maybe?
Good luck, buddy.
That's what I said Roman's announcement is going to be.
Could you imagine how just god awful he would be in the Bullet Club? Because that's probably what they do.
Wait,
He'd be horrible.
what Roman's announcement? He's going to go to the G1? He's gonna invade the G1.
I'd mark out for that.
Really?
I would.
That takes balls. I would actually.
I'd want him to win it too. If Roman was going to be in the G1, have him win it.
Wow.
Only so that he could go on to Wrestle Kingdom to lose to somebody.
Gato.
Just embarrass him.
Lose to Gato.
Boy.
All right.
Long-term storytelling.
Yeah. All right. Announce table destruction, Monroe.
All three.
All three. Yeah, this is the kind of card for that. John?
None of them.
None of them.
Wow.
All of them are spared. I have all of them being destroyed. This is a weird category. Money in the Bank cash in. Now, you can either choose that they get cashed in. You can choose that there's an attempt, in which case the briefcase is about to be handed to the referee, but the bell never rings. And then mark nothing where there is no cash attempt at all. So I have nothing on either one. John?
Do you get points?
You get points
if they don't do anything with them?
If you guess correctly.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. Skip me. Go to Monroe.
Okay. Monroe?
Yes, cash in for the women.
Oh. Straight up yeah, okay. Cash in. All right. Wait. So you think this match is going to happen before the women's championship?
This match is probably first. The women's Money in the Bank will probably be first.
You're probably right. Yeah.
It's a good call.
All right. She gave you like 2 minute or 20-second delay here. John, what do you got?
Yeah, I think the women's are going to have a cash in too.
Alrighty.
And the men's will not.
Yeah. Unscheduled appearances, John.
Dude, who could this probably? I don't know. Probably the Fashion Police. Are there any other women in this women's division? I don't know. So Fashion Police, and that's all I got.
All right. So that counts as 2, by the way. If you're reading the rules.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, teams count as multiple selections, so you get Tyler Breeze and Fandango. All right, Monroe.
You go.
Okay. I also have Brazango or the Fashion Police and Rusev. That's all I got.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Rusev, how?
I have no freaking idea.
Same here. I got him too.
I just think he's going to show up. It's time, you know?
Okay, yeah.
2 of these don't make any sense. Okay.
Rusev doesn't, so.
Well, there you go. 3.
Yeah.
With Rusev. Fashion Police, Rusev, Eva Marie.
No.
And Summer Rae.
Okay.
He's trying to get points now.
I want Summer Rae to return. Did you see her doing Sasha Banks' entrance backstage?
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Okay.
Oh, yes. All in on the summer train.
All right.
Hey, you got to mark out a little bit on somebody earlier.
Who?
I don't remember.
You should try watching these events with her. She marks out for everybody.
I do not. Are you kidding? Serious?
All right, so those are our scorecards. I recommend highly that you guys go to PW Scorecards on Twitter or Facebook. Download them yourselves. Fill them out with your friends. It's a good time. Makes it a little more interesting, a little more fun, even if you're not enjoying the event. And you can support those guys at patreon.com/PW Scorecards. Give those guys a little donation, $5, $1, whatever. Help those guys out. They do good work. So maybe if they get enough money, they'll start doing some New Japan, some other stuff. So yeah. All right. That is our show this week. John, did you think of a question to ask the fine folks that listen to this program?
Oh, my goodness.
You forgot. All right. I will ask a question.
Yeah, you do it.
Who is, in your opinion, the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time?
Woo.
And we'll talk about that next week. So,
great question.
Again, the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. Multiple runs, one run, it doesn't matter. Whoever's held that title, white, be it white, yellow, black, whatever. There was a yellow one. let us know. Facebook.com/atomic. Oh, wrong one. Facebook.com/Ringside Geeks. Yeah, it's in the show notes. You can find it there, and I won't edit that out.
Oh, Dave.
It was going to happen eventually, and I'll do it on the other show, too. Social media. Where can they find you on social media, John? Oh, yeah, we have breaking news.
Breaking news, yeah. I decided to join the... I now have my own planet in the Twitterverse.
The Twitterazzi.
You can come on to Planet Neve for a little bit.
Wow.
Ow.
So, yeah, my Twitter handle is @xjohnneve because all the cool guys have X's in their names now.
I didn't know that.
And my my Instagram is @JohnNeve. So it's JohnNeave.
There
you go. Monroe, same question.
Yeah, on Twitter, I am E_ENT, I think. Yes, that's correct. Come at me, bro. Get it? Anyway, and also YouTube at Eye of the Storm Entertainment.
All right. Okay. Thank you so very much for listening to this podcast. Check us out. Subscribe on YouTube. If you need a way to listen to us other than just on your phone or on your any kind of device, you can listen to us on YouTube as well. We'll break the show up into little different segments, so you have that. We'll probably, leave this segment as part of the last segment. I have no idea how I'm going to do it, but either way, check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. All of that is just at Ringside Geeks. Very simple. Tell your friends if you enjoyed what you heard. Interact with us on Facebook. We love that. And leave us a review on iTunes. That helps us out quite a bit. There's a billion wrestling podcasts, and hopefully we give you something a little different, a little fun. We're no Maeve Deltzer, but we can bring the funny. Plus, no other show gives you Tom Strowman. So, there's that. And sometimes we give you that when he shows up.
And also you have me, so.
And then there's Monroe. And yeah, come on, guys.
There you go.
That's all you need. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you all next week. Hopefully we enjoy a very good Money in the Bank and the women just tear the house down, because that's what we all want.
Yes.
But we hopefully, they stay safe while doing it. So
everybody stay safe.
That's right. All right, guys. Have a good weekend. See ya.
See ya.
Happy Father's Day.